The Work-Related Injuries and Illnesses screen is used to track information about employee injuries and illnesses. It allows you to record specific details regarding the incident, treatment, and any workers' compensation claims that are filed. To get to the Work-Related Injuries and Illnesses screen, you'll go to Processes and then Work-Related Injuries and Illnesses. To record a new incident, you'll click the New button. I'm going to select an incident that was already recorded and choose to edit it. This is the same screen that you would get to if you had clicked New. You'll select which employer the incident was for and then which employee is involved in either the injury or the illness. You have a place where you can record a claim number, and if you want to set up a sequence for it, you can right-click on the field and choose to create a new sequence for those case numbers. You'll select the date of the injury or illness, and then in the injury or illness type box, you're going to choose whether it was an injury, a skin disorder, respiratory condition, poisoning, hearing loss, or a different type of illness. You'll record the date or the time that the employee started on that date, and then the time of the event on that date. You have a place to record a description of the location, and then you'll choose the classification of this particular injury or illness, whether it resulted in days away from work, death, or job or transfer restriction, or some other sort of classification. Okay, if it were days away from work, there'll be a place down below where you can choose the days that they were away from work. If it was a death, it'll enable the field on the right for you to record the date of the death. And if it was a job transfer or restriction, it'll allow you or enable the field for you to put in the number of days for the transfer or restriction. Mine was days away from work, and the number of days was 90. On the Details tab, you can enter in additional details about the incident, but please don't include any personally identifiable information here, such as phone numbers or social security numbers. You can include activity that occurred before the incident, a description of what happened, what was the injury or illness that occurred, and what object or substance directly harmed the employee, if any. For any treatment, there's a treatment tab, and you can record who the physician or care person was, what facility the care occurred at, and if it involved an emergency room visit or if it involved an overnight stay, you can check those boxes. On the Workers' Compensation tab, if a workers' compensation claim is filed for this event, you have a place to record the claim number, the date that the workers' compensation claim was filed, the date it was closed, the lost time cost, the medical cost, and then any notes that you want to include about this workers' compensation claim. I'm going to click Save. Now, you might not know all of those details when you enter in the incident at the first time, so you can come back and update the incident just by highlighting it and clicking Edit. There is some reporting on these work-related injuries and illnesses, and you can get to the report by going to the Reports tab and then selecting the report called the Employee Work-Related Injuries and Illnesses Summary. You can also get to this same report on our regular reports screen underneath Reports and Reports. I'm going to go to the Reports tab, and I'm just going to type in the word Work. And on that screen, then, there is the same report, the Employee Work-Related Injuries and Illnesses Summary. When running the report, you can filter it for the date of the incident, the employee, and the employer, and then it allows you selections to select what information you want to include on the report. Do you want to display the location? Do you want to display activity before the incident occurred? Do you want to display what happened? Do you want to display injury or illness description? Do you want to display any notes entered in on the workers' compensation tab? Do you want to display object or substance that harmed the employee? And you also, underneath more items, have the ability to add in filters here or selections here for including the workers' compensation close date and the workers' compensation file date. I'm going to preview the report, and just like with any report in CenterPoint, the Columns tab will allow you to go to the Available and add any additional columns you would like to see on this report and take away any columns that you want to remove.